which means it is time for another episode of Talking Tea Tuesday. This is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel. My name is Tracy, and today we are talking about white tea candles. I have 4 candles here from 4 different retailers that I'm going to share with you the label, wax, wicks, jar, talk about the cold impression. Then I'm going to go out and burn them and come back after the cut and share with you my burn impressions. And we're going to talk about things like the price point, burn quality, throw, we'll think about aesthetics, and then I'll rank them at the end of the video. I do these episodes every Tuesday. I have a whole series of this particular type of episode. So if you like these, make sure you subscribe and or hit the notifications button so that you are notified when my new content is released. All right, let's start with Bath & Body Works White Tea and Sage Candle because I feel like that one's probably the most popular one of the bunch that I have here. This is kind of a classic standard candle at Bath & Body Works. This is the one that came out this spring. It has the writing on the back, which you're probably not going to be able to see here, but it does say, "Return to yourself." I assume that's supposed to be motivational. Not really my thing. I'm not into those sort of words on shirts or products or walls or any of the other things. You can see, which I think is kind of cool, there's like this shadowy essence to it where you see like sage leaves. I think that's a nice touch. And then it does have kind of this like gold foil sparkle element to it that I also think is really pretty, that's accented by a gold lid, classically embossed with the Bath & Body Works phrase. This one has scent notes of sparkling bergamot, white tea, and fresh sage, white wax, and thin, stiff, ropey wicks. I think this is a really pretty fragrance. I haven't been too interested in Bath & Body Works White Tea and Sage, mostly because it does feel quite perfumey to me. And the floral is pretty sharp. But I do like how the sage in this one helps to kind of soften the sharpness of the floral and grounds it a bit in what feels like an earthy note. Yeah, I really do. I like this. I'm not sure why I've put off burning it for so long. I'm glad that I'm doing this episode. It pushed me to buy this. I wasn't going to buy it otherwise. But I'm happy to have it, and I'm happy to be giving it a try, and I'll definitely be reporting back to you on how I think this one compares to the other 4 I have. It has some stiff competition though, y'all, I gotta tell you. The next one I picked up for this episode is Village Candle's White Tea Candle. I love the little kettle there with the white tea. Not a wraparound label, so you're just gonna see the wax on the back side. And then this one has kind of a semi-gloss, almost matte, stainless steel finish with Village Candle embossed there on the top. Now this one is 14.5 ounces, and I think I got this one on sale for like $12.95, but normally $26.95. The Village Candle is 14, so a little bit less than the Bath & Body Works. I did get this one on sale too. I don't remember what I paid. I'll put the price right over here for you. I've got to look that up. I'll add that during editing. This one, white wax, and this has really thin core wicks. In general, I've had really good luck with Village candles. They are usually clean burns. They usually don't dud out. I never have to trim the wicks. They seem to be self-trimming, self-managing. I don't have issues with them pooling so far, so I do have high hopes that this one will be a good burn. The scent notes are chamomile, green tea, jasmine, orange, and lemon. So it's interesting. It's called white tea, but it has elements in it that I think I would more likely identify with a green or an herbal tea. But I did toss it into the white tea episode because it's called white tea. And I'm struggling to get fragrance on cold, y'all. I can smell it if I smell the lid. And it's really pretty. I definitely get a sense of the citrus that's in here, but it's not super bright. It's not really juicy. It's kind of just almost like a zest in the background. And I get the jasmine, which isn't too sharp. Sometimes jasmine can be very, very sharp on the floral note. Chamomile is subtle. And I don't get green tea at all. Yeah, that's really pretty. It's definitely a weak strength in terms of cold impression. Hopefully it livens up on warm. I will update you after the cut. I have two more. The next one is from a Canadian company called Tea House Candles. This is their silver needle candle, white tea, forest, and jasmine. It's an 8-ounce, and this one is a little bit more pricey. I'll put the price point over here that I paid for it. Also, because I am in the US, I had to pay, I think it was $20 shipping for this order. Plus, there were 2 different taxes that I had to pay. So this was not a cheap candle, but I did buy it because this company only sells tea fragranced candles. I think they have 8 or 9 in their series. The box always comes with this little insert card, and then on the back, it gives you a scent story. This one says, considered among the highest grade of white teas in China, the silver needle, known as Baihao Yinshen, I'm probably not saying that correctly, takes its name from the white downy hair-covered buds used in its production. With a scent both dazzling and delicate as the first light of day, it is as precious as the moment is fleeting. Its citrusy aroma is accompanying with a honey-like sweetness, beautifully bound by floral notes of jasmine. This one is a 2-wick. These are these core? Yeah, those are core wicks. White wax. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. I definitely get an essence of tea. It does actually smell like green tea or white tea. Because jasmine sometimes is considered a green tea. Which white tea in and of itself isn't necessarily a type of tea. It's like the time it was harvested. So white teas usually mean that the tea leaves were younger or like just kind of coming out of its shell. It doesn't actually have a shell, but kind of just blossoming, right? So the white teas are usually more delicate because they haven't matured yet. So white tea isn't necessarily a particular fragrance. It's more that it's considered a lighter tea note. Also, if you're drinking tea, less caffeine. Yeah, that's really pretty. A little bit soapy, but you get some floral. You get what feels like a little bit of creaminess. Yeah, I don't get forest. It just feels floral and earthy to me. Yeah, so in my last episode on the green tea, this company's candle struggled to throw. I have hopes that this one will be different, but I also am not expecting it to be a huge thrower. The fourth one and the last one in this episode is by Kalamazoo Candle Company. This is a small business out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. I've bought several of their candles and have been really impressed with the quality of the burn and the fragrance. This one, I'm going to put the price point here. I don't remember how much it costs. And then the scent notes on this one are white tea, florals, and musk. So despite being called white tea and ginger, there actually isn't a ginger scent note in here. Yeah, this is really pretty. It's more sharp than the other ones. I don't get as much like sweetness or like a soapy vibe from it. It feels much more botanical and sharp. The musk adds just a hint of base note warmth. Yeah, it's just a little bit, it feels a little bit spicy, a little bit floral. Maybe that's why they called it ginger. Even though ginger isn't technically a fragrance note that they include. Yeah, it's just much more earthy, and I feel a little bit more high-pitched than the other three. This one comes in their little candle tin. So here's Kalamazoo. This is what downtown Kalamazoo looks like. And then you get the white wax, and this is a core wick in the middle. I haven't burned their tins. Normally I get their votives or their tumblers, their little 8-ounce tumblers. So this will be my first tin experience. It'll be interesting to see how this one does. This is a 5-ounce candle. 30 to 40 hours of burn time. All right, y'all, I'm going to go fire these up. I'll be right back after the cut to share with you my findings and burn quality information. All right, y'all, so I have spent a lot of time with these candles. I was able to finish all of them but one. I don't think you'll be surprised by the fact that I couldn't finish up the Village candle. These things last forever. I also really love this fragrance, so I didn't feel the need to just rip through it for the sake of finishing up this episode. Plus, I've burned enough Village candles to tell you how it's going to finish up, and that's going to be absolutely clean. Now, I'm going to go ahead and rank these from my least favorite to my favorite. There's only 4, so we'll get through it really quickly. And honestly, there's a big loser, and then there's 2 yays, and one that's like good, but I don't know that I would repurchase it. And the loser is the Kalamazoo Candle Company. And yes, this is oil on the front. And no, I have no idea how that happened. White tea and ginger candle in their tin format. Now, I love this fragrance on cold. And I love their votive size glass jars, which actually has less wax and throws better. So I don't know if it's a tin jar issue or if it's this specific fragrance, but I've burned multiple candles from them in their glass vessels and I get throw and strength. I got absolutely nothing out of this candle. I couldn't smell it. Like it literally was basically unscented. And this is not a small, like super small size candle. It's big enough to where it should have thrown in my bathroom. It's 5 ounces, which is just a little bit under what a single wick from Bath & Body Works would be. I would expect it to throw in that space, but it didn't. I also tried using it in a hurricane, and that didn't help. I shut the door, and that didn't help. I just couldn't smell this at all on warm, which is disappointing because, like I said, I absolutely love the fragrance, and honestly, on cold, this was one of my favorites, so I won't be rebuying it. It did burn really cleanly, as soy candles do. I didn't have any issues with the wick. It definitely was able to trim properly. I didn't have any issues with like swamp wicks or the curly wick like kind of forming over on itself and self-extinguishing. So in terms of quality, it's solid. It's just in terms of strength and throw, it's a huge dud. So don't recommend this one, but if you did want to try it, pick it up in one of their glass vessels, not the tin. Number 3, I would choose Tea House Candles Silver Needle Candle. Now, unlike the candle in my green tea episode, this one did have throw, and it was very, very pleasant. I wouldn't say the strength was super strong. I would probably do like a light to medium in terms of strength, but unlike the green tea one, I could actually smell this. It was very pleasant. It did fill my bathroom space, and it would make a nice bathroom candle. But the reason why I'm on the fence about reordering this is because these are very expensive candles. Not only that, but they're expensive to ship from Canada. And I feel like it's not worth the struggle of a lower throw fragrance, lower strength fragrance, just to put it in my bathroom. It just seems very overpriced. So really liked this. And it burned really clean, as again, soy candles often do. Just a little bit of wick residue in the wax. And it did self-extinguish. So in terms of quality, this is a great candle. I just wanted more strength and throw from it. Number 2 and 1, y'all, it's a real toss-up. I don't even know how to rank these one from the other. And also, I will tell you, I was burning both of them at the same time pretty consistently because I think the Bath & Body Works one definitely is stronger and has better throw. But I think I like the fragrance in the Village candle better. So burning these side by side made it so that I could enjoy the fragrance of this one, but it was amped up by the Bath & Body Works version. Both of these are repurchases for me. I have already reordered the white tea candle from Village, and I will repurchase this one when I feel like I want to burn more white tea candles. I'm a little white tea'd out right now. Honestly, but I did really enjoy both of these. So Village candle, super clean burn. You're going to see there's no soot there. There's not even really a wax line. There's just like a faint hint of a wax line there. And the wicks did well. I didn't have issues with swampy wicks at all. These haven't dudded out. I didn't have any issues whatsoever. I would say strength on this at best was medium. Throw, same thing, light to medium. Kind of classic Village candle. They're not powerhouses, they're not beasts, but with that comes really long burn time and really clean burn. And then the other one, again, I don't know, I probably would put this as number 2 just because I want more throw, the Village. So number one, I'd probably give to Bath & Body Works White Tea and Sage. This one did pretty well, a little bit sooty, yeah, a little bit in there, a little bit murky of a wax pool. I did let these self-extinguish, but in general, this was a clean burn. It burned very evenly. I didn't have like hot wicks and then duddy wicks. It was consistent through the entire burn from top to bottom. Good throw. I wouldn't say it's open concept throw, but it was decent enough in a small space. And then it was pretty strong in terms of strength. So for the most part, I burned this at my desk and it was very comforting, just a very pleasant fragrance. I will say that in terms of like scent, like authenticity, the sparkling bergamot note in this almost starts to read like an Earl Grey tea candle to me. In fact, while I was burning this, I was also testing my bergamot episode candles and kept thinking that this smells quite a bit like Goose Creek's, is it tea leaves and bergamot candle? They're very similar. They both have that bergamot note. I think the difference is you do get some white tea in this one, and then that sage adds more of like an earthy, sage is almost like dusty to me, like an earthy, dusty note that's in the base. So this really could have gone in either episode. It could have gone in the white tea episode, and I think it could have gone in the bergamot, like Earl Grey episode that I'm doing. But ultimately, it started in the white tea because it's called White Tea and Sage, and I do think that it won over the other three that were in this episode. But if you want a more authentic white tea fragrance, I probably would go with the Village Candle, although I will say this one reads pretty heavy on the chamomile, so I could have put this one in the herbal tea episode. It's kind of the story of these episodes. There's a lot of crossover with these tea candles, and I feel like I could have categorized them in multiple ways, but this is where I ended up, and I think it rightfully belongs in the white tea episode. All right, y'all, I hope that this episode has helped to light the way to a better understanding of white tea candles that are on the market right now. Definitely a couple of strong ones in this collection. Let me know in the comments which one you're most excited about. Have you tried any of these? And if you have, let us know what your experience was, especially if it was different from mine, so that people have a better understanding of the possibilities with these candles. If you appreciated this episode, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. That always makes me feel good. And if you aren't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button before you move on. It does help to support my channel in the long run, and I just love to see subscribers grow and know that you all are enjoying and consuming my content on a regular basis. Take care, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.